Hello friends, Nagraj here, and the today's topic is implement traveling salesman problem. So we have to write a C program for implementing the traveling salesman problem. So what is traveling salesman problem? And we have to solve this problem by applying dynamic programming approach. So let me go like this. In the traveling salesman problem, a salesman must visit n cities, and we can say that salesman wishes to make a tour or Hamiltonian cycle, visiting each city exactly once and finishing at the city he starts from. So we can model the cities as a complete graph of n vertices, and where each vertex represents a city. Here the problem is to find the minimum cost. The goal is to find a tour of minimum cost. That is the problem of this traveling salesman problem. So we have to implement with the help of dynamic approach, dynamic programming for this, and we assume that every two cities are connected, and such problems, then only such problems are called as traveling salesman problem. And we can model the cities, as I told, we can model the cities as a complete graph of n vertices where each vertex represents a city. So it can be shown that TSP is an NPC. Then if we assume that the cost function C satisfies the triangle inequality, then we can use this, that is triangle inequality approximation algorithm, that is C of u comma w, that is less than or equal to C of u comma v plus C of p comma w. So one important observation to develop an approximate solution is if we remove an edge from h, the tour becomes a spanning tree. So that is the way we have to implement this approximation approximation solution with the help of triangle inequality approach. So the traveling salesman problem, intuitively, approximately TSP first makes a full walk of minimum spanning tree, that is tree which visits each edge exactly two times. Then to create a Hamiltonian cycle from the full walk, it bypasses some vertices which corresponds to making a shortcut. So we'll code for this first, then we'll understand how the code will work for finding the minimum cost for traveling all the cities, all the vertices, once the salesman starts from one city to all other remaining cities in the given graph. They are nothing but vertices. So we'll code for this and we'll understand. And basically it is, we are applying here for finding a solution for this traveling salesman problem, is we are applying dynamic programming approach. So the code goes like this. So I'm considering here some of the variables, that is an array to enter the number of vertices, int a of 10 comma 10, that is two-dimensional array. Then visited. So the next array I'm taking is one-dimensional array, that is visited. Then I'm going to take n variable, then initially cost to visit all the cities, that is 0 initially, and n is number of vertices. So I'm creating here one method, that is void get. In this I'm going to have int I comma j, two variables, then printf and enter number of cities. n, enter number of cities that we are reading with the help of scanf statement. That value is stored in the n variable, that is percentage %t comma ampersand n. This is my number of vertices. So then enter the cost matrix, that is the cost matrix is nothing but uh, that I'm going to print here. So first let me print this line first, then enter cost matrix. This indicates that what is the cost between from one city to another city, that is from one vertex to another vertex. So that is what cost matrix. So after that we have to read n values here, so that is the reason I have to use for loop. So for I equal to 0, initially I equal to 0, then I less than n, then I plus plus, then here I'm going to read all the elements, that is printf enter the elements of row. So printf slash n enter the elements of row, that is first row. So I'm going to indicate that with the help of percentage %t first row. So it will be printing here number, then after that I plus 1, which row it is. So that is initially I equal to 0, first row, to indicate that I plus 1. Then for j equal to 0, then j less than n, then j plus plus, right? So after that what we have to do, we have to read the rows elements. So for that we have to use scanf statement, scanf percentage %t, then a of I, then j. This is the array which will be holding the elements of the rows, elements of the columns. So then here after that I have to say visited, I have to use visited of I equal to 0. Initially it is 0. Then after that what we have to do here is we have to enter the cost list. So for that I'm going to ask the user printf, then slash n enter the cost list. So for that what we have to do here is we have to read the cost list for the edges. So I equal to 0, then I less than n, then I plus plus. So printf so just to give a great display in the new line, I'm making use of this empty printf statement. And then for j equal to 0, then j less than n, then j plus plus, then printf, then slash t, then percentage %t, then a of I then a of I j. So this will be printing all the elements. So this is about this is my get method. So this is I'm going to call in my program. So after this what we have to do here is uh, we have to have here one more method, that is minimum cost. So minimum cost method I have to have, so that is void min cost int city. This is my argument I'm passing to this method that indicates the minimum cost of the city. That is the reason I'm making use of this method min cost. So min cost will be containing some variables, like I'm going to consider here some variables I comma city, that is n city, because n city. Then visited of city is equal to 1 initially. So then print that which city is visited, percentage d 1 is city plus 1. Then n city is equal to least of city. Then we have to check that which is the minimum cost which is having which is the city which is having minimum cost to travel from one city to another city, that is traveling from one vertex to another vertex. So for that we are going to call list method. So I'll be writing that list method later what it is doing there. So if n city is equal to 999, then if this is true, what it has to do, n city is equal to 0. Then printf, then percentage d comma n city plus 1. So it will be printing the n city value. Then cost equal to that is cost plus, so I'm using shorthand operator here. Cost plus equal to, it is cost equal to cost plus a of city then n city, then return. Then we have to call this min cost for n city. Min cost for n city. So this is my min cost method. The min cost method itself will be called again here for performing this operation until it finds the minimum cost of the city. So after that what we have to do here is that int, so I have to write, I'm calling here list function. So that list function I have to write here int list of int c. It is taking one argument, so I have to pass one argument here. Then int I comma nc equal to initially 999. So this is what I'm going to compare here, because city is assigned by 999. This, where is that, this value is become 999. that we are assigning to n city here, this local variable. It is coming from this list method, that is int c equal to, that is nc equal to 999. Then we have to assign int min equal to 999, int min equal to, so after this int min equal to 999, then k min, then for I equal to 0, I equal to 0, I less than n, then I plus plus. Then if a of c comma a of I not equal to 0 and visited of I equal to 0, then we have to put this in double, okay, here bracket. Then if a of c, then I less than minimum value, minimum cost, then what we have to do, min will be set to a of I comma 0, then plus a of c comma c of ci, a of ci, sorry, c and I. Then k min will set to a of c and I. Then nc will become to I, that is nc will become I. Then if min not equal to 999, if min not equal to 999, then cost will become, then cost plus equal to k min, then return nc. This is my list method. This all operation will happen in the list method. So then after that we have here one more method, that is put, void put. Then what this method is doing, then it is going to print the minimum cost of the for traveling all the cities. So minimum cost of traveling, minimum cost is, so I'm going to print that here with the help of printf statement, printf, where it is storing minimum cost of the then cost, it is having value, the cost variable will be having that minimum cost value. This is we are printing. Then after that I am going to have the main method. So in the main method, what I have to have here, I have to have main method. So I am going to first call the get method. So what is the get method is doing here, get call. Once it is called, it will be asking user to enter the n number of cities then a number of vertices, then the cost matrix, then we are checking. So what is then we are checking the minimum cost, which is which city or which edge is having the minimum cost between two cities. So after that we are going to print the path with the help of printf statement. I'm going to print here. Once we enter number of vertices, once we enter the cost matrix, we have to find the minimum cost. So for that what we are doing here, the path is we are going to print this line. Then the path is coming from min cost method, so we are going to call the min cost method, right? Then after that we are going to call this put method. It is going to print the minimum cost for traveling all the methods. That is here the minimum cost will be become whatever the value is storing in cost, that will be displayed here. So put method I'm going to call here. Then run this code and check whether it produces the proper output or not. So check it and click on the run button. So it is showing error here, that is error expected semicolon before scanf. So move to the line number 13. So here a semicolon is missing, so rerun it, click on run button. Still there is an error, so go to line number 16. So that I equal to 0, I less than n, then here also semicolon is missing, then click on the run button. Still there is an error, that is warning format percentage expect argument. Okay, then leave that warning, then go to the next error, that is line number 25, error ni undeclared, line number 25 ni. So a semicolon is required here, so click on run again. Then still there is an error, expected semicolon for j. Okay, click on line number 27. So here a semicolon is missing, then click on run again. Then it is just an warning, so no need to worry about that. Go to line number 51. It is saying there invalid operands to binary less than, so here a semicolon is missing. So all simple mistakes, that is typing mistakes here. Then check the next error, that is error visited undeclared. Go to line number, right? So I have to check this whether this visited is declared here in this method or not, so check it. So the spelling mistake, that is visited. So click on run button again, then check the error. Oh, still there is error, line number 53. If a of ci came in, then one more error is there here down, that is line number 53. So next check whether there is error, line number 53 again. So get, so then go for line number 76, that is error expected declaration or statement at end of input. Okay, just click on run and check it, then check whether it is giving any error or not. So there is one error expected declaration or statement at end of input. So there is something missing. Okay, let me check the code once again. So run it once again and check it. I've gone through the code once again, so made some slight changes in that. So click on run button. Oh, yes, it's working. So enter number of cities here. So I'll be entering number of cities like, so what I'll do, I'll be entering 5. So enter the number of cities 5. Then uh, then enter the cost matrix, that is enter elements of row 1. So what I'll do, 0 2 then 2, just a minute and just a minute. So I'll take here number of cities 4. So then enter the elements of row, that is 0 then 2 then 2 then 1. This is my first row. So enter the elements of row 2. So what are the elements of row 2? So that we have to enter, that is 2 then 0 then 5 then 4. This is my second row. Then third row is 2 5 0 then 3. You can take any number, just I'm entering here randomly, space. Okay, then the next row, that is row number 4 is, so I'm taking here 1 4 then 3 then 0. So hit the button, enter. The cost matrix is, the cost list is, that is 0 2 2 1 2 0 2 2 0 5 4 2 5 0 3 then 1 4 3 0. The path is 1 4 3 2 1. This is the path we are getting. The minimum cost of that uh, traveling salesman is 11. So this is how the traveling salesman problem we can solve with the help of dynamic programming. So check, then do watch this video and go through this video. If you are having any doubts in this, please do ask your queries, and thanks for watching.